everyone, I'm Sarah of Rich Textures Crochet and welcome. Today we're going to learn how to crochet this pretty springtime stitch. It reminds me of little flower blossoms happening here in the center with our stem and maybe our flower coming up. It just has a beautiful, beautiful texture. All the textures to the front side. This is your front here and then on your back side. Today for the tutorial I'm going to be using some worsted or medium weight yarn. This is the Heatherly yarn by Knit Picks and We Crochet. I'm also going to be using a 5mm or an H8 crochet hook, and this is the Birchwood hook by Rowan. There will be links to both of these items in the description of this video. Also down in the description you'll find a direct link to the free written instructions which are on my website at richtexturescrochet.com. So thank you so much for joining me while you're here. I invite you to take a look around and don't forget to subscribe. This channel is updated every single week with free crochet patterns and stitch tutorials. Let's grab our hooks and yarn and get started. Now our stitch today is worked in rows. You're going to start by making a slip knot. And then by working a foundation chain. Our foundation chain today is going to be a multiple of 3 stitches. So today I'm going to go ahead and chain 24. There's 20 and 24. Once you have a total of 24 chains or a multiple of 3 chains worked, you're going to begin row 1 by working a single crochet into the second chain from your hook, and then single crochet into each stitch all the way across your chain. I'm working into the back bumps of my chain stitches. It's really a personal preference. For this pattern, you can work them into any loop you wish on your foundation chain. At the end of row 1, once you've come all the way across, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. For row 2, we're going to work half double crochet slip stitches, sometimes called yarn over slip stitches, in the first stitch and in each stitch across. So to work your half double crochet slip stitch, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into this first stitch. The chain 1 does not count as a stitch, so insert your hook, yarn over and drop a loop and draw it through the 2 loops on your hook. That's your half double crochet slip stitch. You're going to work this all the way across. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, and draw it through the 2 loops on your hook, all the way across. At the end of row 2, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Now for row 3, we're going to work in the back loop only, all the way across, and work a row of single crochet stitches. To find your back loop only, you have a loop. When you look at the top of your stitch, you have a loop that is closest to you, that is your front loop. This one that is furthest away from you, that is your back loop. So inserting your hook under that back loop only, single crochet into that first stitch, and then single crochet in the back loop only of each stitch all the way across. At the end of row 3, you're going to chain 3 and turn your work. Your chain 3 will count as a double crochet stitch at the start, so you're always going to be working into the top. For row 4, we're going to skip the next 2 stitches and then into the next stitch work a double crochet. Chain 1, and you're now going to work a double crochet stitch back into the first skipped stitch. So yarn over, bring your hook back, working over top of the double crochet worked into the top of that first skipped single crochet. Insert your hook, yarn over and draw up a loop, and then complete your double crochet stitch. You're now going to have one crossed double crochet. We're going to work crossed double crochet stitches all the way across. Skip the next 2 stitches, double crochet into your next stitch, and chain 1. Now reaching back into the first skipped stitch, work 1 double crochet stitch. Skip the next 2 stitches and repeat crossed double crochet. When you come all the way across at the end of row 4, you're going to have 1 stitch remaining. You'll work a double crochet into that remaining stitch. Chain 3 and turn your work. For row 5, you're going to work 3 double crochet stitches into the first chain 1 space. So skip the first double crochet, skip the next double crochet, and work 3 double crochet stitches into the next chain 1 space. You're going to repeat that all the way across into the next chain 1 space. So you're skipping 2 double crochets into your chain 1 space, work 3 double crochet stitches. All the way across until you come to your final stitch, which is your turning chain. At the end of row 5, when you come all the way across, you'll have your turning chain remaining. You're going to finish off the row by working a double crochet into the top of that starting chain 3. You're then going to chain 1 and turn your work. As for the repeats in your pattern, that is it. For the rest of your pattern, you're simply going to repeat rows 2, 3, 4, and 5, then fasten off and weave in your ends. Your row 2 began with that half double crochet slip stitch into the first stitch and then all the way across. That was your row 2. So start your repeat at that row 2 and then repeat rows 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's all there is to working this beautiful springtime stitch. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial, and if you do happen to make something with this stitch and share it on social media, do be sure to tag Rich Textures Crochet. I always love to come by and admire your work. Also, if you are interested, I have a book out called Barn Quilt Blankets, and it's available on Amazon, and there's a direct link for it in the description of this beautiful of the video. It includes the patterns for 5 beautiful crochet blankets with a geometric design, so it's there for you to check out. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, I invite you to subscribe, take a look around, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Until then, happy crocheting. Bye.